Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Bros. The Phillies split, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. The way they set this puppy up for Game 4, if they were to finish 500, you would feel okay, and you would feel, all right, it could have been a lot worse, which is exactly the best way to describe what Phillies baseball has become, but it's hard to be upset when you see Aaron Nola pitch the way he did. He was on crack the way that he went out there and performed with the curveball late, the fastball command. You had Contreras slamming his bat down in frustration. I saw him throw 94 miles per hour in the 9th inning. That's damn fast for Aaron Nola. Okay, this isn't Wheeler going from 97 to 94. You can make the argument this is Nola going from 92 to 94. He was zipping it by a great fastball command. You look at the at-bat in the 3rd inning when Matt Olson was up with 2 outs. It was 1st and 3rd, and he did his job beautifully there. I'm sorry, that was the 2nd inning. 2 outs, 1st and 3rd to get Matt Olson on the outside part of the plate. I thought that was very damn important. And, of course, JT Realmuto did his thing after that, and thank the Lord that he showed some life. If we could get JT going, Nick Castellanos provided a nice deep ball to center field, and did it pop out of the glove because of the contact at the wall? Absolutely, but just showing you the last couple of nights, you got RBI out of Nick Castellanos, and that is something you desperately need. Oh, by the way, it looks like we're going to be going through an Odubel Herrera spurt throughout the pretty much all of May, really. It's been hideous and ugly, but he hit a home run and had RBI in Game 3 of this series. And, of course, the perfect catchphrase for Odubel Herrera is, Odubel giveth and taketh away, because he has great moments and then he has trash can moments. But you saw Will Smith comes in the game, and you already ruined a grade A scoring chance with bases loaded, 0 outs. Alec Boehm strikes out, and then we see Bryce Harper ground out into a double play, and he just start crying in tears because you wonder if that is going to be such a master moment that you go back to, and I don't know what a master moment is. That just came out of my mouth, and I have no idea what that even stands for. But if we went back and Aaron Nola cruised through 7, and then who knows, you get that 8th inning, or when he runs out of gas, you date back to Alec Boehm and Bryce Harper's at-bat, but that wasn't going to occur when Aaron Nola was locked in the way that he was. That was a lot of fun. I really embraced every second of it. One thing that bothered me out of Joe Girardi is there's no reason to even shake his hand there after the 8th inning. And, you know, the body language somewhat read to me that he was going to go back with Nola as long as he got the nod. And Nola said that he was feeling fine. He'd willingly admit that you have a short leash, but no doubt about it, it's okay to go back out there. But was there a percentage of him that was even questioning it? There's no question. There's no question, Joe. There's no reason at all to shake his hand. Don't shake the hand. The handshake, that determines kind of the idea that you're going to pull him. No, don't do that. Just say, no, good job, man. You good? That's all. That's all. No handshake, Joe. Because deep down, did Joe want to do something different? I don't know. His track record this year would tell me probably. And I thought that Nick Castellanos could have caught the ball out in right field, the double, that could have possibly kept Aaron Nola, and he would have been completing a complete game shutout. Now you bring in Corey Knebel in a game that's not a save situation. You see what I'm saying here? We'll probably in a couple of days argue about, well, is it possible that Corey Knebel is unavailable because this, that, and the other, and he had to come in because Castellanos failed to make a catch in right field by starting to come in as soon as the ball came his way instead of taking those first steps back and getting a good read on the ball. I don't know. Only time will tell. We're getting Bailey Falter to start this game against the Mets, and I don't really like it, to be honest with with you. You could get Zach Eflin on normal rest to throw. He's coming off of a double-digit performance in strikeouts, and these are the type of moves that smell like what we've been seeing to this point, and that's we don't want to get any guys injured, and we want to make sure our pitching staff is fine. But you're going up against a division rival on the road in the New York Mets, and I prefer going with our normal starters, and that doesn't mean that Bailey Falter is going to blow. I think Bailey Falter has moments. I definitely don't want to go all in on him starting games, but I really don't love the message behind this to the team, which basically admits we'd rather go with someone who's just getting called up to save our arms. And by the way, saving our arms has hurt us a lot as of late and put us in very uncomfortable situations. So you're basically doubling down. Not that I'm surprised, because we've seen this long enough, and we know with this regime and this current style that they play, it's inevitable, and this is what they believe in. So it's not stunning, but it does send a certain message to the crew and to the guys, and I don't think that that's necessarily a good one to send, but we'll see what ends up happening with Falter. If he executes and does some lethal damage, then it's all for nothing. If he doesn't, then it can get criticized. Sort of like Joe Girardi going with Odubel Herrera today. As soon as the lineup came out, the reaction was pain and misery, and I'm annoyed by it. How can he play after what he did yesterday? Well, he's your best option. Don't get mad at me for saying that. He's your best option right now. That's why he's playing. Similar to last season. Why did he ever get the nod again? I'll tell you why. Because everybody else who had chances prior failed. So he became your best option. Mickey Moniak tearing the cover off the ball on his assignment. So hopefully, he'll be okay. But here's what I don't want to do. I'm not going all in on the Mickey Moniak belief that this is going to turn around the center field position forever. Now, I would love it to be the case. And this is the most confident I've felt about Mickey Moniak ever. Ever. He's looked really good in spring training. And he looks really good right now. But it's more of a, let me see it. But to answer the question on how could Joe possibly play Odubel Herrera again, I'll tell you, it's your best option. And by the way, knowing Odubel Herrera, we're about to get a 1 week, 2 week span of good Odubel Herrera. Well, I'll say this. You'll see a lot more positives than negatives. In a lot of May, you saw a lot more negatives than positives. Then it flip-flops. This is the Odubel Herrera experience. So sure, there's going to be a misplay in center field. There's going to be a ball that goes under his glove. I can't run away from that side of it, or he can't run away from it. That's always going to be applied to Odubel Herrera out in the field or on the base paths or at the dish, swinging at pitches that are terrible. All of that is true. But it'll be countered with some hits and with home run power and with driving the baseball. That was so large for him in that moment at the plate with Will Smith on the bump, the Braves going to the bullpen for him to deliver that really nice swing down the right field side. So damn important and changed really the whole entire feel. Because Aaron Nola got a bit of breathing room. And I can't get over what he did to Ozzie Albies. Ozzie Albies' face is stunned. It's in disbelief. He has no idea what he's seen. The amount of check swings. How about this? He threw 109 pitches on the night, right? How about he threw 75 strikes, getting ahead in the counts and really working from there. And as the game progressed, you saw way more filth involved in that curveball. And that's saying a lot because his entire repertoire was something really enjoyable. And we have been accustomed to Aaron Nola shining that way this year. It's great. It's awesome when you finally get run support. Dating back to his previous win, it felt like I was 15 years old the last time he was able to walk out of the dugout and walk out of the clubhouse and walk out of the stadium with the W into the column or another W added to the win column. Finally, he's been really sharp. Even the good games this year that had a blow-up moment, it's more of just a couple of pitches here and there that have hurt him more so than the full body of work. Now, at the end of the day, if you're getting creamed on 2 strikes and balls are leaving the yard, something has to be fixed because that still hurts you and it haunts you, and you need to produce better than that. But you see the difference when he does head into an inning late in the game and delivers differently and throws differently. There was a cockiness about him. There was a confidence and arrogant about it. He had some arrogance. He was arrogant. It's a fun version of Aaron Nola right now. Similar to the Zach Wheeler. When you're on the mound, are you going to win me the game or are you going to keep us involved in the game? Because those are two totally different approaches from a starting pitcher, and it starts to seem like we're heading more in that territory of Aaron Nola showing well, how about that? I forgot to turn the volume down there, so you might have heard the calls coming in. But yeah, absolutely, it's a different approach by the starting pitcher, and it's magnificent for sure. JT Realmuto and Castellanos, as I mentioned, they started something here with a little bit of energy surrounding those two guys, and I just hope that it builds. As for JT Realmuto in his last couple of games, he had 2 runs scored today, an RBI and a hit. Of course, that comes with a bomb. He had 1 hit and 1 walk against the Braves on May 25th, which was Wednesday night's game. So that's on base 2 times in that outing. He had a hit in the second game of this series. This entire series, he's actually gotten at least 1 hit in every game. He had 2 RBI in this series, walked twice in this series, 3 total hits, and a home run. So let's pray. Let's pray to the baseball gods that JT Realmuto is waking up. I need more out of Castellanos. I did see on social media his wife tweeted out that they're going through some tough times right now with this family. So I hope the best for him and his family throughout this time for sure. Maybe there's a correlation with him kind of seeming out of it and seeming like there's a funk going on because that does happen, right? We are human beings and there are things that occur outside of sports that impact the way that you approach those days because it's a very difficult thing. So I'm praying for him and his family that they are able to get through this time. And yeah, I wonder if there is a correlation between everything going on and that tweet and his current status on the field. What a gutsy win. What a gutsy win, though, looking at the 4-1 victory and the way this pitching has been going and grooving. I'm pleasantly surprised with all of the starters. I saw a piece on the Inquirer by Scott Lauber asking the question, do we have a Ranger Suarez problem? And I'm fascinated to see that storyline continue to build because is he going to keep that spot solidified? Is he going to bounce back from 2 putrid efforts? We shall see. My eyes right now, though, it's on the prize of the New York Mets. Bailey Falter, Zach Eflin, and Zach Wheeler. Those are your guys. Let me double-check exactly who's going Sunday and who's going Saturday because I know Falter's on Friday. I think it's Falter, Eflin, Wheeler. Yes, okay. That's how I had it drawn up as well there. So we'll see, we'll see what they do. We will go to the phones at 856-442-9805. I'm all over the place today. We'll do that in just 1 minute, but let me introduce you to a great friend of mine. That great friend is Versus Game. It's a fantastic app that allows me and you to connect even closer than ever before. Here's how it works. The Phillies obviously have a big weekend series coming up in New York to face the Mets. What if I told you you can make money on questions that I come up with? For example, this week, my question is, will Rhys Hoskins hit at least 1 home run in their 3-game set at Citi Field? Versus Game is an opportunity for you to make money from your knowledge. It's the app everyone is talking about because it lets you win money for being right. Imagine a social media feed where every video is a question with just 2 possible answers. And you as the player can bet these questions for free, or you can pay $1 up to $100 per question. Go download Versus Game and follow me by searching Broads. Make sure to play my question and other questions that you think you will know the answer to. That's Versus Game, 1 word, no space. We'll be talking about the result of this question in the future, as well as introducing new ones. The link is down below in the description. Versus Game. Definitely check that out. All right, with that, we'll rock some phone calls here and start off with Amadeo. How are you, Amadeo?
Doing good. before I get into the Phillies point, I am just watching Johnny Gaudreau score and seeing Gaudreau on ESPN feed right now, so that's very fun to watch.
Of course, you love to see that.
But I think I know exactly what went on in the dugout between that handshake with Joe Girardi and Aaron Nola. I think I know exactly what the conversation was.
What's that?
I think it was Joe Girardi saying, Nola, I think I want you to go out there, but, I have this itch. I have an itch. I want to go to Jose Alvarado, maybe James Norwood. Aaron Nola says, fuck that, Joe. Give me the ball. I want to go out there.
You know what? If that was real, that would be hysterical. And even Joe, there's no way even Joe would ever think that, right?
I don't know, man. He really loves putting Jose Alvarado and James Norwood out there in tough situations.
Yeah, absolutely wild. I don't know how he was going to approach it. It seemed that it was, look, if he's feeling good, we're doing it. But still, I wouldn't put it past him to go to a Corey Knebel in a non-save situation from the start of that inning either, which then in maybe a couple of nights we would look back at this and start barking right back in his direction.
Yeah, Joe Girardi always praises saving the arms for the bullpen, but Joe, you're putting these arms in terrible situations. It's like what you said earlier. Corey Knebel goes out there into a non-safe situation. What if we need Corey Knebel sometime during this Mets series? What if the Phillies are winning on Saturday and Corey Knebel pitches tomorrow? Technically, if the Phillies, need that on Saturday, he can't pitch Saturday.
Right. Yep.
So,
because of the three pitcher rule. So yeah, we'll see. And then we can also look at Nick Castellanos and his failed attempt of catching that fly ball, and that would have kept Aaron Nola in the game, and then you weren't even in that position to begin with. But you get a win, and that's all you can ask for right now. They go 500 to start this road trip off this week, and from a long shot, you look at it and you think to yourself, well, you went to your division rival on the road who just won the World Series. If you told me they'd go 2-2, right, we'd all be satisfied. But it just doesn't feel that way for me. There's a difference between starting the season off, losing games, but having a better feel and showing. They don't have good showings in their losses. Their losses are because they piss it away, because they make the mistakes, because they are constantly hurting them, instead of acknowledging that the other team is better, or the other team just swung the bat, the pitch was good, the pitch sequence was fine, you're battling, you're in a back and forth type atmosphere, and sometimes you tip your cap to the opponent because they just did that much better than you, but both teams played well. Those type of situations don't really happen in their losses. It's more about the hair getting pulled out of your scalp, or the frustration involved of swinging punches at your pillow or throwing your remote because you can't wrap your head around the poor play that occurs at the Major League Baseball level that's inexcusable by professional athletes getting this type of money. And I wonder, as much as I don't hate Odubel as much as others, for the baseball side of things, for the off the field, I hate him just as much as anybody else. When he makes those type of mistakes, do the teammates lose it a little bit? Sort of, when Joe Girardi makes the managerial mistakes, you start whispering to the locker next to you. You're hanging out with the boys, drinking some cold ones, watching some playoff hockey, watching some other baseball around the league, watching the NBA Western and Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. You go, yo, fellas, what the hell was Joe doing earlier? Yo, fellas, really? Did Joe seriously just do that? What a fool. What a bum. That type of stuff. But when Odubel is constantly allowing the ball to go under him, swinging at pitches in between his own feet, does it tear the team apart? While this game is individualized, mano y mano, that's what I always like to say, where it's not Joe if you're in the plate and you're swinging at trash pitches and you're looking really bad and you looked overwhelmed and you're confused and you're guessing nonstop. There's only so much you can do because it's you versus the opponent. But within that, there is this clubhouse culture that matters, where I will look at the manager for needing to have his fingerprints on it more, or I will look at certain players and ask who the vocal guy is, and I will look at at the details that matter for a collective group to be pushing in the same direction. We've all seen Mighty Ducks, right? Mighty Ducks D2, Emilio Estevez. You got Coach Bombay. He ties them up together when the Team USA guys come around. Not the Team USA, but the prep school guys and the Mighty Ducks are in there. You go, we got to skate together. They all start going in their own directions. You all fall down. And then they finally elect to do that. Well, when you have an Odubel who is known to be a pinhead inside of his brain or inside of his noggin, and issues occur nonstop, does it start tearing you apart and hurting you? Yet when he hits a home run or knocks in an RBI or knocks in 2 RBI, you remember why when you see Roman Quinn and you see other players out there who stink. Like, oh, yeah, that's why. That's why. Just questions I'm asking, that's all. Just questions that are getting thrown out into the podcast world, if you will. But with that being said, we are going to shut things down here, just like Aaron Nola and what he did today. He shut them all down. Duvall swinging in the dirt, pitches in the dirt, being too early. Oh, man, it was just an incredible effort out of Aaron Nola, and I had a blast watching it. I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with me tonight. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're looking to buy tickets for any event out there, you can utilize promo code BROADS if you're a SeatGeek first-time user for $20 off. Eliminates all those fees. It gives you free parking, really. Check it out. Get yourself to a game today. And lastly, social media, Broads Media, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I will catch you next time.